Hello and welcome to another episode of Study of X, the X-Men podcast where we cover the Krakoan era of X-Men comics. I am your host Tim, and with me as always is Chris.
Hello, thank you for coming to my 2-hour presentation on why Yord is one of the best characters in Star Wars The Acolyte. Thank you for joining me.
And Sergio.
We can make these references without any context. Like, people are just not going to get it if they have no access to our internal conversations.
Yes, and I think we should keep going with that. Like, we can also just reference the boy, too, and nobody's going to understand.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure the 8 people that listen to us are going to be confused, but I think they can take it.
I think if you've listened to us for, this long, you will nod and appreciate the joke.
We are,
I don't think so.
Yep.
I'm a skeptic.
But yeah, we are the Yord Horde, and, I guess we're covering a couple issues of X-Men this week as well. Specifically, X-Men issue 14, Marauders 14, and Marauders 15. We referenced a dinner party last week, and we sure got that.
And
things are happening in X of Swords land.
Yeah, and it's a lot
Things
of
are
fun.
moving.
I like it.
Yeah, I like how, again, I'm sure we're gonna get into it, but I was expecting we'd get some fighting this week, and we really didn't, or at least the fight proper hasn't started. But that's for the better. I really like all of these issues. The way they're dragging out this whole confrontation is very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would agree. It is technically dragging it out, but I almost want to say it's not even doing that, because it doesn't feel like I'm like, okay, come on, hurry up, let's get to the fighting. I'm like, no. We can stay at the dinner party and watch everybody banter back and forth. I'm okay with that.
This was meaty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got almost as meaty as our main curse in the dinner.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Got it?
Yeah. I do get it.
The writers are serving up some delicious treats for us.
But yeah, do we want to get into it a little bit here?
Yes, because, we do have a lot to talk about. We will start off here with X-Men number 14, still written by Jonathan Hickman, and this one came out in November of 2020. And we're going to open up here to a rather quiet and solemn apocalypse as he decides to get some air outside of the Starlight Citadel after learning that not only is his wife alive, but she is also the leader of the enemy force.
Sometimes life is rough, man.
Yeah, it's
you just gotta visit the gardens after you find out your wife you recently believed to be dead is leading the charge against your people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Not only that, but also turning your children against you too. Just, piling on all of the insults all at once.
And she's wielding the sword that split the land in two.
Yes. I was like, wait a minute. Yes, the Twilight Sword of the enemy, and that is the one that she is holding.
Yeah. But yeah, she wants to just have a little talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
it kind of seems like she still cares for him, even though she's definitely like, hey, you're definitely going to lose, and I'm a lot more stronger than you because you never actually did what I told you to do. But let's chat.
Yeah,
this is like 2 divorced lawyers find each other in doing like the same case on opposite sides.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good way to get the vibe. Like, there's very clearly feelings still there.
Yeah, like she's not a blank slate in the sense that she still remembers everything they went through and she cares for him.
Yeah.
But there's work to be done.
We got lands to invade. But yeah, they I really like this panel here of them having their swords set down next to each other as they walk into the forest. You kind of have like one side that's lit up with like this like blue glow and the other side that's lit up with this red glow.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Very striking look. But yeah,
Yep.
Mutant History of Arakko. We are once again heading to this flashback with new context.
Yep. And it is the same panels. I went back to X-Men number 12, which is where the Summoner first gives us the story. And it is, one for one, the same art and everything. It is just from her perspective instead of the Summoner's. So I'm kind of gonna go through this a little quickly, because a lot of the early stuff we're going to cover is the exact same. For instance, it opens with the Twilight Sword, rending the land that was one into two, everybody fought, etc., etc. But we get a lot more look into Genesis and who she is. For instance, in the original with the Summoner, they say, they have a quote that says, "Some say that you stayed behind to prevent that world from falling, to seal the breach and save what could be saved. But there are others who tell stories of betrayal, of sacrificing your family to preserve yourself and what little could be saved. Finally, there are whispers of something worse, judgment and slavery to fate." Whereas Genesis is a lot more blunt and says, "There are whispers in Arakko of why the husband of Genesis, the father of the horsemen, remained behind. Some kiss the edge of truth, some are lies that offended me. But you and I know the truth."
Yeah, and pretty much what she describes, what should have been one was cleaved in two forever. And yeah, you get the impression this was not easy on her. And this was something that they both decided together. But yeah.
It's when the story changes from what the Summoner told us that it gets really interesting. And there's a lot of subtleties to it. As I had put here, the mutant alchemists built the 10 towers of defense that never broke for 1,000 years. There was generations of peace and victory. There was the prophet telling of their downfall, Genesis riding out to the white sword, etc., etc. But what changes is after Genesis' sister Iska comes and offers her to talk to the Seed of Annihilation, we then see what actually happened. When Genesis went to the seat, she not only saw the forces amassed there, but she also found that some of the original mutants who were lost when they came through the original gate were actually captured by a menth and bred with demons to create the Summoners and the black experiments of the vile schools. Something that the Summoner definitely leaves out and does not tell us.
No, yeah, this was very much glossed over, but yeah, apparently they have been making demon mutant hybrids.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister just salivating at the thought.
Yeah, he's
yes,
like, whoa.
Absolutely.
That's something you can do?
Wait a minute. Also interesting, when I reread X-Men 12, in the data page that describes the Summoners, it pretty openly says don't trust what they say. It says something like, see the mark and know them, not by any other sight, any words, or any deeds.
Yeah, and I feel like at the time, like, that almost could imply to the Summoner, deceiving them with everything. But yeah, he very clearly lied about most of this stuff.
Yeah, which is really interesting. Especially also because Genesis doesn't say everything either.
Yeah.
There's a line that the Summoner mentions where after she and that initial force went to go fight the White Sword and failed, no one knows how they survived and make it back, and she doesn't explain what happens either.
Yeah. But yeah, so she ends up meeting Annihilation, who offers her peace. Instead, they duel, and she wins, but she becomes Annihilation in the process.
Almost. And this is where I think Genesis might be lying, especially because we already know that the narrator can lie to us with the Summoner. Where Genesis admits that she did win the duel, but winning came at a cost. When the previous owner of the Mask of Annihilation was killed, that was the only thing keeping the demons of Amenth under some kind of control. So without that control, they pretty much ran rampant, and that is how the Iraqi mutants started to fall. and all of those waves of demons went and took down the 10 towers and everything. And Genesis, despite seeing this, refused for 100 years to wear it, despite watching all of this happen.
Yeah, and it seems like her breaking point was when you had the mutants that went and surrendered.
Yeah, specifically when the Iraqi mutants got together and reopened the gate to send the summoner through asking for help. She realized, oh, our past as being fighters and warriors and winners is now over because we've broken what we said we would die for.
Yeah.
Which goes against not only what the summoner says, but also considering the fact that the summoner works for Genesis. I'm pretty sure she's lying about that.
But, yeah. With that being said, that's kind of the end of her tale here. And yeah, she describes it as her greatest victory and her greatest defeat, and she can't fight this anymore. She, like, the mass wants everything, so does she. She is going to march on Krakoa.
Yeah, and, you know, despite the promise that the two of them made, she believes from what she's seen that Krakoa was built with soft hands, and is going to fall to Arakko, which was forged in the fires of war over thousands of years. But she plans to test this theory tomorrow, when the games actually start.
Yeah. We also, at the end here, get what appears to be the Arakkoa equivalent of Krakoa's 3 laws.
Which are really funny.
So, do we want to talk about these a little bit? Do you want to talk about these, Sergio?
I didn't have enough time to look for this, but what this reminds me most of is like, defeat your enemies and hear the lamentations of their women. That's kind of what this brings to mind. I know that the first one is the same, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Make More Mutants is the same.
Is that the funny part?
To me, that's the funny part, that between both cultures that are very much, you know, apart from one another, they both went, we need more of us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I feel like the big thing here, defend this broken land, I think is very similar to Krakoa's. I forgot what the wording of Krakoa's is. It's like respect the sacred land.
I know, I wish I had written it down also. It's something like respect the sacred land, or something like that, but it is very similar.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up real quick just to see what the Krakoa laws are.
Yeah. And then while you do that, I think the big thing here, even though it's kind of been, you know, thrown at us again and again and again, is just to remind us that, hey, Krakoa and Arakko are very different.
Yes.
Krakoa is for paradise, Arakko is for fighting and warriors and, you know, becoming champions.
So, yeah, Krakoa's is respect this sacred land. It's opposed to defend this broken land. And yeah, just the wording of that is completely at odds with each other, where Arakkoa's feels more malicious and almost defeatist with, like, the wording of broken, where Krakoa's just has, like, the hope filled to it. And then, again, you have the second law of Arakkoa here, which is destroy our enemies, compared to Krakoa's, like, kill no man.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, just very much at odds with each other. But, yeah, I feel like it really shows the opposing kind of cultures here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, Krakoa's, you know, they are in a place where they don't exactly have a bunch of friends everywhere, but they are, for all intents and purposes, a paradise, or the idea of a utopia, where Arakkoa, like, this is a country that's forced into war.
Yeah.
Something that began to dawn on me as I read these 3 issues in particular is how much, even having read the previous set of issues, how much of an underdog Krakoa is in this contest. Because yeah, like these guys are, as Snixia said, and as the like literal issue says, these are people that are forged in the fires of war, and that's probably not well suited as a opponent for the Krakoa soft boys, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and again, we have some Krakoas, or some people from Krakoa here that are on their, like, harder side of things. And even them, it's just like, I don't know what chance, like, Wolverine or Cable has against these guys.
Yeah.
The mutants of Arakko look at all of the Krakoan mutants and are like, why is this a bunch of ciphers?
Yeah.
Why did you send your children to us?
That really is like the theme of especially the next 2 issues when they actually meet each other. They're definitely not worried in the least in a way that the way the comic portrays it is also they should have no reasons to worry. Like the mutants are gonna need some sort of miracle, or like they need to sabotage the contest itself. Like maybe what Mr. Sinister is doing is actually the right thing.
Yeah.
And maybe what Wolverine does in the next issue is actually a good idea, because even like Storm recognizes that it's probably their best shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where this begins for me, or rather, this issue is where it begins for me. Like the realization of they actually are, like they probably have very little chances to win this.
Yeah, and we kind of get like a little bit about that too in the next data page as well, where one of the ways it describes Arakko here is prisoners in their own land. And again, they were just Arakko. It doesn't even feel like a haven as much as like this is our spot that we have to defend against like these hordes of demons that like occupy this planet with us. And like what kind of culture that like breeds when it's just what they know is just war.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And even then, as this last data page says, it's gotten worse since Genesis, now Annihilation, has taken over. She's basically used the Summoners and the Vile School to become a secret police, essentially, and take out anybody who even has a tiniest bit of thought of rebellion or not falling in line. They also have their own telepaths and can do that. So everything is really, really bad over there.
Yeah. But anyway, time for dinner.
Time for dinner.
Before that, I just wanted to say I really like Genesis. I really like, again, the position she finds herself in, where she is forced to wear the helmet, and thus I think it's like giving up part of her will, because this is not all being done because she wants to, but because the helmet wills it so. But it does give her a small degree of control that she's at least able to stop the like full-on rampage that the demons seem to go in when no one's wearing the helmet. So I think it's an interesting position for her to be in, even if she's like evidently the antagonist.
Yeah, I agree, because it's
there's a little bit of like unfolding tragedy there, because it's not like a completely lost situation in that she again got her mind erased and now she's only the like Annihilation's avatar, like bodily representation, but she's also got like still enough of her will that she can carry on this conversation. She can care for Apocalypse. She can be like hopeless, and that little sense of like unfolding tragedy, like it's still happening. Even after everything that went on, is very compelling to me, instead of like just having a generic antagonist.
Yeah, I am glad.
That's just like wearing her body.
Yeah, I am glad this is not just Annihilation. Like there is her that's in there.
And there is a lot of her. It's not just, again, like sliver or traces.
Yeah, like this is very much Genesis still. It's just this horde has to go somewhere.
Yep.
And yeah, that's I agree. That's a very interesting direction for this character. This character very easily could have been boring, and we didn't go that way. So appreciate that.
Yeah, something I would also like to see. I'm not sure if we've seen much of it. Is the whole Vile stuff. The prisoners in their own land, kind of three paragraphs kind of came as a surprise to me because I did not remember knowing about this like state of affairs over at Arakko. What happened after the kind of war ended and they found themselves completely overpowered by the Horde.
Yeah, well, the last we ever heard of anything was what the summoner told us, which is there's
Right.
a bastion there, the mutants are holding out, but we need you to come right away.
Yeah.
And then when Apocalypse got betrayed, it was, well, now we have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So the Vile Schools, this is the first time it's ever been brought up, as well as the Summoner's actual origins as a mutant demon hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah, I hesitate to bring this app with. Again, this whole run began with a scene in Israel, and the entire idea of Krakoa is like an idealized version of colonialism, because Krakoa, the land itself, gave them permission to make a country there, and it was entirely uninhabited when they found it. So it's kind of like an ideal situation. But these three paragraphs, and especially the like prisoners in their own land byline, definitely brought to mind a lot of Palestine thoughts.
Yeah, that's yeah, I agree with that comparison where they're they are very much like forced into a situation that just is just war torn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that on the table because I think it is there, like undeniably, and this is Hickman stuff, which also connects back to the entire premise of this like era of the X-Men.
Right.
I definitely don't have like the language or expertise to talk more about it, but I think that it is clearly like there and intended.
Yeah. Anyway, do we want to discuss dinner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to dinner.
Yes, I do. So for Marauders number 14, this one was released also in November of 2020, and this is written by Gary Duggan and Benjamin Percy. Even though Percy's name is not on the cover, he is in the writing credits inside the comic itself. Not sure why that happened, but it was both of them. Also, big shout outs to this cover. I absolutely love it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I know it's
and
I know it's a silly, it's Storm dancing with death. But my goodness, what a cover.
It's great looking, yeah. I like it quite a bit. She is literally dancing with death.
Yeah, and they are both loving it.
I like Death's rose in his mouth. Like, it's just good stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, never have I ever thought, oh, we're talking about this one more than with this cover.
Yeah. But yeah, our first page here is a data page where we get our full course menu for the courses that we're getting for dinner. Yeah.
Second menu data page that we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
That's true.
We got that UN menu way earlier on in this run.
Yeah, back at the Economics Summit or something like that, the World Summit.
I think that was X-Force.
That was just X-Men proper, I believe.
Oh, was it another X-Men? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, which of these would you want to eat?
I'm gonna go with the third course, because it is a chef's tasting of raw delicacies originating from the Dryador Sea. Each bite is the last of its kind.
Yeah, see,
I just want the horned beast.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Sergio. Give me the unicorn.
Oh, you have to mention the best part, though, because it has been serenaded for 3 moons by the personal choir of Lady Saturnine.
Yeah, dry aged. Yeah,
You don't want all that work to go to waste.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a lot of singing.
Yep.
Do
you want to go through the entire thing? Because it's really funny.
It is. Yeah. So you want to go through this one, Neeks? I mean, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's habit. So for the kind of opening appetizers, you can get ghost fig dry aged in the Crooked Market during the devil winds flowing from Blightspoke. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. There is
I did some devil wind aged ghost fig.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a physical thing, or because it is ghost fig, if it's like incorporeal.
It's gotta be at least no carbs.
Yes, I would agree with that.
After that, we got Silvathi blood wine fermented from the extracts of the nobles, served in the steamware harvested from the crystalline bones of lunar bats, or stemware.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Extracts of the nobles is nebulous enough language that it could mean anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
noble. And considering...
What is it? How is it extracted?
We don't know. We don't know. Who are the nobles? I don't know.
We have seen like bee people. We have seen questionable geometric shapes that kind of glow. We have seen people with, a donkey head. It could be any noble.
See, what this makes me think of is they have made wine out of the blood of like the nobles in Sylvath.
Yes.
Yeah, so it would technically be vampire blood wine.
Yeah. That we got a sea leaf salad harvested from the shadow trench and braised in the urine of Orkina, the giant squid.
A delicacy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Perhaps one with the best gag is scarifs stuffed with cumin-spiced farrow brain mash in a wine reduction.
Yeah. We have the two we mentioned. It's the chef's tasting of raw delicacies in the Dryador Sea and the horned beast. And then the last course is chilled cream of Neptune's glaciers with honey-drizzled fey wings. Those poor fey.
I know. Those poor things. They probably didn't need that.
But, yeah. We get our little intro page here where it's just, but first dinner, and then we get just all of the characters.
Yeah, we have a quick little panel here of Jim Jaspers preparing all of the food that's going to be there, but we quickly cut back to the Starlight Citadel, where Wolverine is looking grumpy and sad as usual with a mug of his own, as he is debating what to do.
I want to just, this is not a mug, this is a bucket.
Fair. Yeah, it is a little too big to be a mug.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's a big gulp.
Yeah, watching Wolverine just drink out of this giant thing is very funny, as he just sits on the banister contemplating about how much he hates parties.
Hints at having something to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing important. But while Pog asks for more wine, Death and Storm definitely hardcore flirt here.
Yeah. While War is kind of giving Storm shit about being weak, Death just interjects and says, this mutant doesn't fear us.
He says, no, wait, this one's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, she's sick, though.
Yeah, and she takes a flower out of her wine and puts it in Death's ears.
Which is kind of going to start something that a couple of the Krakoan mutants are going to do, which is eyeballing the competition and figuring out who's problematic and who's not.
Yeah, honestly, I'm very glad we got these two issues. Seeing these characters interact is very fun. Immediately on this page, we get Cypher trying to say hi to Bay the Blood Moon, and Bay just gets in his face and says, avert your eyes. He calls him a soft boy.
Yeah, and he's very much not happy about that.
Yeah.
So, but before everybody is called inside, Storm goes over to Wolverine and says, hey, if you're doing what I think you're gonna do, don't miss.
Yeah.
Not ominous at all.
Nope.
No. But everybody begins to head inside. Pog doesn't really want his seating card and decides to try and eat it instead. Magic follows suit and is like, well, that's dumb. The card's not edible. What a stupid crocodile.
Yeah.
And then
they discuss potential soft spots on Pog.
Yes, and it is going to be, Magic is one of the ones that's really going to be doing this for this entire dinner. But she does try to find soft spots on the guy. But we do enter the actual dining room here, and it's very, very pretty. It seems to be magically made to be directly on top of a large aquarium where there are fish, mermaids, and all sorts of other undersea creatures. And there's a very large cup-shaped table where everybody can sit.
Yeah, it's shaped like a chalice.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I hate the mantle though. I don't understand why it's got that design that it has. It's very colorful. It doesn't fit the rest of the room at all.
Yeah, it's like this kind of like patchwork.
Some of the squares, it's like a patchwork. Some of those have drawings on them. There's a moon and a star and then a sword, and it's like they forgot to add designs to the other segments.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I think it's to do with the fact that the room is called the Hall of Fallen Banners. But I agree. I think if they wanted the rest to look like banners, they probably should have had some sort of a design on them. Maybe they thought it was a little too busy, so they gave up. I don't know.
If you've only got 2 fallen banners, then maybe don't make a room for it.
No, especially one this massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get introduced to some of the kind of the head honchos that are here. We got Jim Jaspers of the Crooked Market, Lady Roma Faye, Vesperide, Colony Queen of Hot Hive. I have no idea if I said that correctly. And then Famine, the regent of the former kingdom of Dryador.
Who, again, really doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, it also, again, just corrects her. Like, no, we're not the former kingdom of Dryador. This is that's Arakko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying very hard to get that through, and it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, Jim Jaspers welcomes everybody to the Crooked Market as well. And
good on Jim Jaspers for the hustle.
Yeah.
Right?
Really
Even
just
at a party. Gotta sell.
Yeah.
But Lady Saturnine is talking throughout most of this, and she's very clear of, tonight there's not going to be any bloodshed, no hostilities. Tomorrow the contest will start. Tonight is for dinner.
Yeah.
There is no question left there.
And then Wolverine just remarks, this is Braddock's fault, and walks over while just guzzling a drink out of a horn.
That is also smoking green?
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically berates Brian and says, hey, if you gave Saturnine what she wanted, this wouldn't be a problem at all. And, Brian's like, well, hey, I'm married, I wouldn't do that. And Wolverine counters with, well, one, I was married once and it didn't last, but also you have Cypher, you have Magic and Cable who have never been married and never had the chance. Are you really gonna ruin that for them here just because you won't take one for the team?
Yeah, this is a very interesting reaction. Brian and Betsy are very hostile toward this suggestion. But yeah, Wolverine, I feel like, who was seeing the situation for if we do this, we're going to lose, is like, hey, why aren't you taking one for the team here?
Yeah, it's how I think, Wolverine would react.
Yeah, and
that's really all it is. It's nothing special, nothing crazy. It's you have maybe 20 characters in a room and you can only show so many interactions with everybody.
Yeah. And I do kind of like this because it's also I think the point he makes here is pretty strong, where it's even if we do win, if anybody dies here, they're just done. We have children here.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, we could still lose Cypher and Cable and Magic.
Yeah, who are very young.
Yeah.
In comparison to everybody else here.
Yeah, and Wolverine just kind of throws in his face and yeah, if they die, that's on you.
Yeah, and he's not technically wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Wolverine. He just tells it like it is.
Yeah, he very much does so. But yeah, meanwhile, we got Magic and Gorgon over here who are just discussing people's tells.
Mm-hmm. War is right-handed. Pog is chunky, but everybody's got a weakness. But however, they haven't been able to figure out Iska. They can't figure out if she's left-handed, right-handed, what's going on. So they decided to do a little test.
Yeah. And also, I just like this little interaction here with Iska, Gorgon, and Magic a lot. Iska, they're all just kind of complimenting each other. Gorgon's line here of, I've never been in a fair fight, they all had to face me. That goes hard.
Yep.
It's cocky arrogance, and it works really well, especially against somebody who can literally not lose.
Yeah.
Definitely It's got a lot of like wrestling promo vibes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect.
But yeah, they propose a toast. Both drop their glasses. Iska just says like, "Yeah, you could have just asked." As she grabs both.
And doesn't spill a single drop, by the way.
Yeah. Goes to hand them back. Says, "Your turn." Drops both glasses again, and magic portals them, back down to their hands. Where again, not a drop spilled.
And through this really, really fun little contest, Gorgon is pretty sure we need to kill the others first because she's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, like he's just like that. Yeah, I don't know how to kill her.
Yeah, which if the guy who's super cocky is like, man, I don't know, probably gonna be a bad time.
Yeah. After this, we get a data page that's out of the notebook of James Jaspers.
It's very long. So to summarize it, really the only things you need to know is one, James Jaspers, who I'm pretty sure is just Jim Jaspers, is from England originally and somehow made his way to the Crooked Market. And he's planning on trying to save a couple places from England that he likes, because he's pretty sure Arakko's gonna wipe the floor with everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just does not seem very confident about, that, Krakow's chances at all. Also, really likes talking to the Braddocks, doesn't like Wolverine, hates everybody from Arakko except for Redroot. Redroot's cool.
You know what? I could see that, because she was the only one who was like, do we have to shed more blood?
Yeah.
I just want to hang out with my tree.
Also, has a note here, the Sylvathi bloodline was not the vintage we discussed. Is very mad about it.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. But does say the cuisine from the Shadow Trench does not ordinarily travel well, but the preparation was sublime. I don't know. There's a lot of character here. I think them like throwing in this note here that yes, this guy is from Earth is very interesting.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like Mr. Sinister brained right now, but this gives me huge Mr. Sinister vibes. Just the charisma stemming off of the page.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'm guessing you mean in the way of like, he's kind of very charismatic and upbeat, but he's definitely got something sinister going on behind the scenes.
Well, it's
absolutely.
It's like that, and I feel like the personality of this character just kind of like resonates from like this dialogue. Like even just like the first line here of like the notebook of James Jaspers, reward if found, ta. Like it's just like, yeah, that's tells me a lot about this character.
Definitely, like a very idiosyncratic writing style here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right after that, we cut into Cable noticing that the weird doggy guy keeps looking at Storm funny. And this is where Storm goes up to him and asks Death if he would like to dance.
Yeah.
The two of them somehow are able to get into a whirlpool or create one to go down into the aquarium itself and have a dance down there amongst all of the fish and mermaids. And the two of them have this rather nice conversation. It's very straight and to the point, where Death seems to be enamored with Storm, and she is interested in him, but she is not interested in him romantically. And as she puts it, she's courted Death her entire life, and she now knows how to bend him to her whims, which she very much does just in this dance.
Yeah. And pretty much just tells him like, yeah, this is as close as we are getting. Yeah, she is again literally dancing with Death here. Like the metaphor could not be more clear.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool sequence. I like this being the centerpiece of the issue, which is not narratively the centerpiece, but like visually, and also puts Aurora in a really like good place, going toe to toe with Death in one of the better metaphors that there are for fighting dancing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Again, I don't think it's exactly subtle, but it's very well done, and it's very nice looking.
I really like the uh, how extra it looks that they rise up from the bottom of this lake in a giant pink clamshell, and as they do, the fish squirt water around them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Looks like they're the centerpiece of a fountain.
Yeah.
It's like a sequence from The Little Mermaid or some Disney movie.
It really is. Like it's animal coordinated.
Yeah, I really like even like this like first shot of like the whirlpool just opening up as they just kind of descend into the aquarium as well. Yeah, it's all very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're sitting down for dinner.
Yep, the first course is being served, and as Lady Saturnine is kind of going to begin a speech for everybody, she notices that Logan has something that has been burdening his mind. And he takes this as the opportunity to pretty much let loose. As he is about to start talking, I do need to mention that War is sitting next to him. She does open up some sort of a small vial and dumps something on his sushi. Remember that.
I like how it's circled.
Me too.
I know.
Just in
It's
case
just
you
like
didn't see it.
Yeah, like this is a thing that's happening.
Because this is not the first time that this happens in this issue. When Wolverine was talking about Cypher, I think it was Magic and someone else as people whose deaths would be on the Braddocks.
Mm-hmm.
They were also shown inside of squares. Like he was pointing them out, and there was like this structural construct signaling them out, which was interesting. And this is being used here again to circle where War is again sprinkling some substance, powdery substance, into Wolverine's sushi kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done well enough, I think. I think the first instance of it is a little better in terms of paneling because it flows a lot easier. Here, it's very clearly to just be like, hey, look at that.
Yeah, well, that's important. Remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wolverine sits up and just tells off Saturnine here. Just says like, "Hey, yeah, you just say what you mean. Like we might be killed. We are probably going to get killed." Saturnine just remarks like, "Everyone will die," and Wolverine's like, "Yep," and stabs her.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
With his wonderful one-liner of, "Lady, those are some famous last words."
Yeah. Everything dies if you can figure out how to kill it is the line that we close the issue with. And yeah, that is the end of issue 14.
Woo! One heck of an ender.
Yeah. And yeah, glad we're about to get the resolution here.
Yes.
And just this opens up on a Sun Tzu quote. Every battle is won or lost before it is ever fought.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy in that regard.
Yeah,
but
and there's also a White Sword quote here as well, which is, "You cannot be humbled in a war if you never taste death."
And shout-outs to the White Sword for being super cool, as we're gonna see.
Yeah, and there is a very long summary before we get into this issue.
Yes, and I've shortened it as best I can. So this is Marauders 15, pretty much just picking up off the last one, like Tim said. Written by the same duo, it's Gary Duggan and Ben Percy, and Percy's name is now on the cover. This was released in November, not very long after the last one, if you could guess at that. And yeah, we've got a bit of a change in the intro here, because we learn that after Logan murdered Saturnine in her own home, chaos erupted. Shortly,
I started reading that sentence, and then I had to go back and check the issue number to make sure I hadn't skipped anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because instead of being shown all of what is about to happen, we're just going to be told about it. So it is very easy to be like, wait a minute, hold on. But long story short, there was a fierce three-way battle between the forces of Saturnine, Krakoa, and Arakko, and everybody lost except for Arakko. The Iraqi mutants were just better prepared, stronger, and had way better numbers, Once they made their way to Earth, the X-Men fell, the Avengers fell, all of Earth's mightiest heroes were very quickly killed off.
Yeah,
And
Fantastic Four, the Asgard, like everybody died.
yeah. And there are some like actual descriptions here of what happened. Like the Arakko use a telepathic mind bomb that they send through the gate to kill everyone's brain on Krakoa itself, even Moira in the No Place. It's pretty bad. They lose really fast.
Yeah. And the only one who saw it all was the Wolverine. And yeah, we just get this opening page here where we finally cut to the issue of just a destroyed Earth. We see like the Sanctum, like Doctor Strange's little house on fire as he like crashes through that, the very famous window.
Yeah, and then he's just on the ground in flames, very dead.
Yeah. As just it looks like War and another person from Arakko just kind of walk through. And yeah, Wolverine's just kind of strapped to a like an X here.
Mm-hmm. He's been crucified on an X.
Crucifix, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I have now learned, thanks to a recently released movie, is a reference to a different instance of Wolverine being crucified on an X.
Yes. That is
It was something with the Reavers.
Yeah, it's that's a reference to something I have not read that issue, but yeah.
This looks symbolic enough or iconic enough that it's impossible for this to be the first time it happens.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, when your symbol's an X, somebody has had this idea before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then someone comes up behind Wolverine, taunts him a little bit, and stabs him with Wolverine claws, and it turns out this is Saturnine.
Yep, and this is her gift to him, to show him what could happen if he decides to go through with his plan of killing her.
Yeah, and then we get the actual summary, which is, again, kind of our just standard X of Swords opener, but first dinner, this time for real.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, good fake out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This opening 3 pages is what happens when you kill an NPC that's required for a plot mission.
Yes. Yes, like the key mission that you need to save the world and that person's dead, this is what happens.
Yeah, you just...
So the game gives you a game over cutscene and then cuts back to before you tried killing the NPC.
Yeah, it's like, don't do that. Yeah, like...
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a very strong opener. I like it quite a bit. So we're back to immediately... I think it like is the exact panel as Wolverine was yelling at Saturnine in the last issue. And it's Wolverine just kind of confused, and his opening line here is, how the hell?
Yeah, no, it is the same one. And she basically finishes what she says and says, hey, don't forget to finish your food or else I will banish you to a lifeless realm.
Yeah.
And Wolverine's like, I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah. Storm tries to talk to him, and Wolverine just tells her, don't worry about it. Cypher decides to eat his sushi.
Yes. Which, as we pointed out, don't forget the circle pointing out everything.
Yeah. Wolverine sniffs out something is amiss as Cypher eats it, and Cypher immediately starts choking.
I really like the waiter here who's like, our first course is, oh, never mind, I will come back later, and just turns around and walks away.
Yeah.
Cypher's dying.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Iska shows up and cuts a hole in his throat to give him a second airway. Wolverine remarks he could have done that, and she just...
Wolverine is sad he didn't get the chance to do it instead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Storm is like, okay, we need to get him back to Krakoa so we can fix him, heal him, so he doesn't die, because if he dies here, you're not getting the same Cypher back. This is actually pretty bad. But... Saturnine is going to clarify, you can't leave. The games are about to begin. You are not allowed to go home. And kind of while all of this is happening, the White Sword very quickly picks up on what's going on, approaches War and says, why did you just poison a child?
Yeah. uh, his line here is, "You poisoned a boy at a feast." Uh, just not happy about this at all. War remarks it should have been Wolverine, but yeah, the damage is kind of done here. And just defends herself a bit from the White Sword. White Sword again just kind of calls her a coward and says there's a reason the tower never fell, and grabs hold of Cypher by the throat and heals him.
Yep, because his little-known other title is also one of the best healers of Arakko.
Yeah. And also says, "I release you from any obligation to me."
I like how, while this is all happening, Wolverine picked up fight with Iska.
Yeah.
Yes.
You kind of got like Magic yelling at Poggerpog in the background too. Like there's just, it's very chaotic. Like I feel like it might have been undersold a bit, but yeah, there's just a lot happening while everything is just kind of popping off here. It's very good, and then as everybody, like, as the fight is just happening in the background, you just get this scene of Apocalypse and Annihilation staring at each other. Apocalypse just kind of remarks, "I see you did well with the children." It's very, very funny.
Probably my favorite 2 series of panels in these 3 issues, and it's really hard because there's a lot of good ones in the last one too, but I just really love this, that all of this is going down, and they're just sitting here like, "Yeah, you raised the kids good, huh? Tried to poison a boy."
Yeah. And again, the arguments continue on the next page. And as this is all happening, you get like Storm yelling at Jim Jaspers, the Summoner, and Gorgon are kind of talking shit to each other. And Brian walks up to Saturday and says, "Can I petition you?" And she just freezes, and you get the same panel again, but all of the dialogue bubbles that were happening in the panel before are now blank. It's very cool.
Yeah, great depiction of her just pausing everything.
Yeah, and Brian says, "Hey, the Iraqi just cheated. We should win by forfeit." And she just kind of remarks like, "Oh, yeah, that's fair. Wolverine also tried to kill me though, so sorry." And resumes time again.
Yep, you almost could say we're equal now.
Yeah, but she resumes time so quick that Wolverine catches Brian calling him a pig-headed dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's that or if they were all listening in in this conversation.
Possible.
Because War does comment on the fact that Wolverine tried to kill Saturnine, and that's something that she only mentioned while everything was frozen.
Yeah. So yeah,
true.
it's possible they could just all hear it. But yeah, War sits down and says like, "Yeah, I didn't even consider it. That's pretty good idea there."
Yeah, as we were discussing it, and as you'd brought up that, the White Sword and War were talking, War and Wolverine do actually have a lot in common here. They're both trying to cheat the system to get their people home safely.
Yeah, like Wolverine kind of remarks that, and War... there is a clear respect shown here from War to Wolverine that I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He does say Wolverine's their biggest threat.
Yeah. But yeah, the cook here is back and is serving scarabs. Death is very upset about this.
"How dare you serve me the sacred beetle?"
Yeah. The chef, this cook man or server responds, "I did not see any vegetarian requests," and Death takes off his helmet and disintegrates him.
Yeah, so now we know what the Eyes of Death power means.
Yeah, Death puts the helmet back on, looks at his plate, the scarab's gone, and Wolverine is scarfing it down.
Basically a comedy skit in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, honestly, Wolverine is very endearing in these issues.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's rough and gruff, but he really does mean the best for everybody on his side.
But yeah,
I have to say, when I saw Death grasping his helmet to take it off, I thought it was a gesture of like agony, and it was a lot funnier to read it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of like, oh god, what is happening? Yeah.
Yeah. We get kind of back here with Brian and Saturdine talking. Brian again just tries to apologize on behalf of Wolverine. Saturnine does again mention, maybe we could accommodate you if you if you took the mantle back. But Brian just says, nope, not doing that. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. But hey, you know what? The main course is here. And
The great horned beast.
Yeah, does anyone want to describe what the great horned beast looks like?
It's a unicorn.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah. It is a unicorn, and it is served like a pig here.
Yeah, it's got an apple stuffed in its mouth, yeah.
I like everyone's responses. The white sword is like, I don't have to eat, but for the unicorn, absolutely.
Yeah, Storm seems appalled, and Wolverine is just digging in.
Yeah, probably some of the best meat he's ever had.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what Storm's history is with the unicorn.
Right, to the point where she's appalled that it was even brought out.
Yeah. I bet it's good. I bet it's as good as Wolverine makes it seem.
Yeah, I agree. I bet it's quite tasty. We get a little conversation here between the Summoner and the White Sword of Summoner saying, I've never seen you snatch a soul from death and not putting them in your army. And he's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that from someone that was poisoned at a party like this. And this is such like an interesting bit here of the White Sword, just like how absolutely against what happened to Cypher he is.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's endearing, 'cause I don't think that's the right word, but it helps paint a picture of who he is as a person more. Especially when compared to everybody else from Arakko. He is the only one who's kind of has some sort of, not morality, but like code of honor.
Yeah, like, I really like these two issues, just this party scene in general, because I think we do get a very good idea on who some of these people are as characters. Because a lot of these Arakko mutants are just very big blind spots to us still.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing like these interactions, and like White Sword doesn't like people trying to kill people at a party, and War very down with poisoning if she needs to. Like there's a lot here that it says about some of these people.
Yeah, and then, you have Death, who's really enamored with Storm, but also is, very protective of scarabs and will kill somebody for, insulting something that he holds in high regard. Really, the only one we haven't seen a lot of are Redroot and Pog. He's been kind of in the background. You definitely do get the feeling that he is the sillier character and the one that's not very serious, but still imposing, just because of his size.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you definitely do get a lot from everybody here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Redroot for sure.
Yeah. Gorgon and White Sword have a little bit of an interaction too. And also I want to say, Gorgon gets a lot of interactions here, which I think is very good, because that is one of the Krakoa mutants that we just really didn't get a lot of time with.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Same.
But yeah, Gorgon asks White Sword if he could resurrect himself, and he'll like, I will never know.
I will never know. Maybe. Who knows?
A very funny bit on the next page where Cable just kind of, who hasn't really been doing too much, just kind of looks up at Apocalypse Annihilation, is just like, has this been weird for you guys?
I have to say, whoever put Cable next to Apocalypse and Annihilation, good job on the seating arrangement.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect choice to put them next to each other. Especially Apocalypse's derisive look over his shoulder at Cable, and is like, weird is a human word. When you're older, you'll understand.
Yeah. So we get a data page here. It's Otherworld Tournament opening line betting odds.
Yeah. Some of them are oh boy, poor Cypher.
Again, good on Jaspers for the hustle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The betting for this has got to be in the trillions.
It's some of the people here are very interesting in terms of bets. Captain Avalon and Captain Britain are both 30-1, which seems kind of high for them.
I also kind of thought that was high, especially because they are above Magic, who is a 50-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same with Storm. Storm is a 50-1 as well. War is 50-1. Meanwhile, Pog and Wolverine are both 20-1.
Yeah, which is interesting. I also did note the one at the top is Iska, who is a 2-1, which is kind of obvious. But after that is actually the White Sword.
No, it's Annihilation.
It's Annihilation and Apocalypse.
Yeah, Annihilation, Apocalypse, and then the White Sword. So
yes, you are correct. I wrote that down wrong.
Yeah, most of the top ones here are from Arakko. Bay the Blood Moon's a
Yes.
10-1. These odds do not paint a good picture for Krakoa here. Red Roots is the lowest on the Arakko side at 100-1, but Cable is also at 100-1.
Yeah, well, he's not Cypher, so, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know Tim and I know what's going to happen here, but Sergio, if you had to bet for somebody off this list, who would you bet for?
Let's see, because I do want to maximize my money. I don't want to go just for Iska.
Yeah, that's the safe bet.
I think Storm has pretty good odds.
Okay.
Like 50-1.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And it's a Storm. I think that's that's the one I'm going with.
Who would you pick, Chris, assuming you didn't know what was happening?
Oh boy, assuming I didn't know what was happening. I would either go with Pog or Pog, because I still think he's really cool, or Magic.
Gorgon is so high.
Gorgon is very high.
It
Maybe
is
it is
that,
because we've seen very little of him.
it's that grass cutter sword, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But I just don't know him. He's an unknown quantity to me.
Yeah.
But Storm? Yeah, I'm going with Storm every day.
But yeah, so we cut back to the party, and we got a nice little dessert spread going on here.
Out of these, what do you pick?
Well, what do I pick?
What do you grab?
Mm.
There's the honey glazed Fae off in the corner.
Yeah, I would go for... Honestly, these like cupcake looking things look very good.
Okay, playing it safe with the cupcakes.
Yeah.
All right, Sergio, what would you pick?
I think I would go with the like purple and orange blobs to the right.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I was thinking about that.
Those look like fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like they wobble.
Yes,
for sure.
there's some sort of jello something.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me the yellow.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the, not sure if pretzel or donut in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe them. They're like donuts that got like seasoning on top of them, like
Yeah.
seeds
Yeah.
nuts and stuff.
It could be.
Yeah, so I'm very confused but interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, like complete bagel seasoning on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cable walks up to Iska and just comments like, "Is your power really? You can't be beaten." She's like, "Yep," and he just says how cool that is and wants a demonstration. Iska says, "You'll see." But nope, they talk her into doing it anyway, and they have her pin the tail on Pog.
And also pin the tail on Logan, which we don't see but is mentioned. Magic, who is involved with this, also has her stack up some champagne glasses perfectly and see who can do it. Magic, kind of. Iska, of course, is perfect. Cables falls apart and he scratches himself on his thumb and he, kind of licks the blood off, and Apocalypse just looks so upset.
Yeah.
I love how it's not enough to just test her with her accomplishing the thing, but they also have to participate.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's just playing with her. They have her like, they have some thing underneath a cup and have her just guess where it is. Magic.
They've got like 12 cups.
Yeah. Magic thinks of a number, says she's not thinking of one. She says like, "That's so cool. I wonder what would happen if you would fight Domino," and she's like, "She would lose."
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
I think that's fair, because Domino is just good luck. That doesn't mean you win.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we've only seen Domino losing, actually.
Yes, and usually really badly.
Yeah.
Doesn't take me much to convince me that Domino would lose here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then we get a little scene here of it's Death and Redroot just kind of watching them, and Death remarks how soft they are. And Redroot kind of goes in different directions, like maybe growing up in a better world is what we should actually strive. Like if we had grown in the sun like Krakoa, maybe we would have ended up more like them. And Death says like, nope, don't attach yourselves to them, don't worry about it, we're gonna cull them.
Shut up.
Yep, Death said that was stupid. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Wolverine is like, yeah, this didn't go well. And says we really need a plan if this doesn't go in our favor, but it's time for the first matchup to be determined.
Dun dun dun.
Uh-huh.
As we pull out the cards, and our first two cards are Blades Will Cross at Dawn, Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain, and Iska the Unbeaten of Arakko to the death.
That seems unfair for Betsy.
Rip to Betsy.
Yeah,
she had a good run.
She immediately puts her into a contest to the death against the person that can't lose.
The person that can't lose. And we have seen...
Did you see her find that ball in those cups?
Yeah.
She can't lose.
It's not good. It's not good. Very
man.
good not to a bet on Betsy. I don't think those 30-1 odds are going to hold.
No, not if it's against Iska.
God, I love this way of choosing the fights. I guess I wasn't clear on what the mechanisms would be for us to figure out what the matchups were going to be. I thought for a second it would be a free-for-all kind of thing, but I actually like this. It stretches things out a little bit, and I love discussing. I love the possibility of discussing these matchups. This one, though, it's a no contest.
Yeah, this one, there's not much speculation to be had here of what might happen. I mean, anything could happen, as we're going to see, leading into the next episode once we do read these and talk about them. But just on the surface, Betsy's going to die.
Yeah. Doesn't look super up for Betsy here. But yeah, so that is our issues here. Do we have any lingering thoughts?
Ooh, boy. Big shout-outs for doing a really fun dinner scene over 2 issues and making it very entertaining the entire time.
Yeah, it's funny how the weakest, I think, issue this week was the first one we read. And still I appreciate how that one is like fodder for the people who like to hunt details in the story. Because again, you can go back and look at the same sets of panels and, well, much of the same sets of panels, and compare them and see what differences are and who was lying about what. And I think that's fun. But this dinner stuff has been just on point. It's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I like this issue a lot, or these 2 issues
it's
a
really
lot.
Good.
Yeah, and I agree. I do think the X-Men 14 is by far like the weakest of the 3, but even then, like that's a solid issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got the tragedy of Genesis. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I also like all of the humor in these 2 issues, the dinner ones.
Yeah.
No, I do as well. And it's coming from all different places and different people, too. And it's interspersed enough with the serious conversations that it doesn't feel like, oh, this is, entirely about comedy or it's entirely out of place. It's paced very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how we're not like breaking the fourth wall to make these jokes or anything. They're commented upon by the Arakko crew. And I think making all of that humor part of what they see about Krakoa is saying something. It's like contributing to the themes of this confrontation here. Of what like living in paradise or kind of like an utopian mostly pacifist kind of location does to a people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's very interesting because they're seeing like just seeing Death like comment how soft these people are when it's like it's Magic and Cable that are like the ones that are doing this with Iska, and like these two characters are not exactly characters that I feel like you would normally describe as soft. And it's very interesting that Arakko kind of has like this outlook of, wow, a lot of these people are kind of just jokes.
Yep.
It does not bode well for Krakoa.
No, not at all.
Next time we are doing Excalibur 14, Wolverine number 7, and X-Force number 14.
Woo! Very excited to start getting into the actual tournament here.
Yeah. We've made it.
Yeah. Oh, my other thought was I'm a little let down that the next set of issues does not include a Hellions, because I really want to know what the Hellions are up to.
Yeah, we're getting to them soon, but yeah, they are not back for a little bit.
Yeah.
That is our issues for this week.
Yeah. So if you have listened to this point, thank you so much for joining us. If you could leave us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. That would really help us out, get us out there and finding more people to come along this journey with us. If you would like to follow this podcast on social media, we have an account on X, also known as Twitter, Tumblr, and on Blue Sky. All of those are Study of X, where we post the reading order of the comics we're going to be reading, some panels from the issues we have just read, as well as updates of when episodes go out. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to send to us, we do have an email. It is studyofx@gmail.com, and if you send us one, we might read it here on the podcast. If you would like to follow us individually, you can find me at Sawneeks, that is SAWNEEKS, on Blue Sky. Don't post there too much, but I hang out there a little bit. And Tim, if they're looking for you to let you know about what the next tournament battle is going to be, where can they send you those tarot cards?
I am currently under the aquarium. I don't know how to get out of here. The clam shell does not take me up to the surface. Please help.
That sounds like a big violation of some sort of law, I'm sure. I'll let Saturnine know, but it might take a while.
Thank you.
And funny enough, Sergio, I was going to ask you, where could somebody message you if they wanted to have a nice dance with you in the aquarium? But maybe it should turn into a rescue mission to rescue Tim. So if they do want your help in that, where can they find you?
I'm currently in Mad Jim Jasper's kind of like personal stall, looking at some wares.
Okay. Any good deals? Any rare finds?
There's a good deal going on right now for like unicorn meat.
I've heard that's pretty rare.
Yeah. I like it medium rare, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Respectable. Alright, everyone. Well, until next time. Later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.